Toastmasters, Master Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Some of you are aware I've got a background in management consultancy, applying change management and business process improvement techniques. I thought, if I may, to use this evening's speech to describe how one technique can be used in everyday life. I hope you find it informative and amusing. To put it in context, what do we mean by a process? A process is a series of activities undertaken by a distinct person or group that transforms a set of inputs into an output for delivery to another person or group, perhaps a customer. Sounds highfalutin, but if you bear with me, I'll give you a simple example. Process improvement is about doing the right things right. It's about minimizing the number of times that the output doesn't meet the next group's requirements. It's also about minimizing waste within the process, such as unproductive time. Many of the improvement techniques originate from the motor industry in Japan. The one I want to talk about tonight is 5 S's, so called because each of the 5 aspects begin with the sound so. I assume your Japanese is no better than mine. Fortunately, the 5 words being translated into English. They're sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. So what do we mean by these? Putting it simply, sort means eliminate all unnecessary parts, tools, or instructions. Put things you use often in readily accessible places. Everything else, store or discard. Set. Those things you've sorted, there should be a place for everything and everything in its place. Shine. Aim to keep things tidy as you go along. Don't let things get into a disorganized mess and then clean up. Standardize. Workstations that all do the same task should be identical. All the people should know exactly what's required of them in respect of the other 3 S's. And sustain. Don't slip back into the bad old habits. Make sense, doesn't it? I've managed to successfully apply such approach in a number of environments, including factories in Romania. Trying to adopt the approach at home with my partner Lavinia was a totally different matter. Perhaps it's the mix of Latin and Arabic mentality. I tried to adopt this process when we moved into another flat in Bucharest. You remember how I defined a process? Inputs to process, various items of clothing. Output, clothes nicely sorted in drawers, ready for use. Process transformation, putting clothes away. Objective, to avoid customer complaints, such as, "Where have you put my gloves now?" Sounds simple until the roles are reversed and the implementer becomes Lavinia and the customer David. Sort. Discarding or storing items rarely used. Lavinia's approach. I know I never wear them, but they're my favourite shoes. Set. This is your drawer for blouses, Lavinia. Look, you've got twice the space I have. Shine. When I take a t-shirt from the bottom of the pile, I shuffle those above back in order. Not with Lavinia. When it's cold and she wants one of my t-shirts as a vest, vroom. Standardise. You'd think that'd be relatively simple with only 2 of us. And sustain. This is where it all falls apart. Socks. To me, it's simple. As you take items off the clothes horse, you put the socks to one side and then sort them into pairs. With Lavinia, single socks just go straight into the drawer. All right if you've only got 2 patterns and hence only have to take 3 socks to guarantee a pair, but otherwise a pain. And your worst nightmare? You know how it is. It's dark, you need to get dressed, but you don't want to disturb your partner by putting the light on. You fumble in your undergarment drawer. You struggle for a while as you put your boxer shorts on, only to discover you've selected a tiny little thong. And the worst part is, wait for it, you realise you've got the thong on back to front, just as your partner puts the light on and wakes up. With that horrible sight in mind, I end. Thank you for listening.